You can even create songs and things like that, all from this keyboard. There's also even a mic input that I could actually put the mic in and do some kind of vocoding type sounds as well. But for instance, there's also rhythmic sounds in here. So I could do something like this. Kind of tweaking it in real time. There's also a tap tempo. If my tempo is not the exact tempo I want, I can change it. So it's pretty flexible, and this is just one of, again, hundreds and hundreds. I can go all day, kind of talking about it. But what I want to show you is that not only does it have the ability to create individual sounds and layered sounds, things like that. You can also split the keyboard. For instance, let's say if I wanted to have, I don't know, that groove thing on the bottom, maybe piano on top. Strings, and I could split strings and bass, so if I wanted to kind of kick, play a bass line or a piano part on top, I could easily do that. So you could have just a duo, with maybe a drummer or something, So it's very, very powerful that way. Now, as I mentioned, that there are so many sounds in here. One of the things that's really kind of not so convenient is how do you find all these sounds real quickly? That's one of the things. You're offering so much. How do you just get to your 10, 15 favorite sounds really fast? Well, you can do that because there's a favorites button. You have a bank. You have 8 banks. I'm sorry. You have 10 banks of 10. Okay. So that means that, let's say you're doing a casual where you need a lot of pianos or electric pianos, and then the next one is maybe strings or whatever. You can choose your sounds so quickly. It's just a button push. Boom, boom. And now I've gone from number 1, number 700, number 1100 and something, just right next to each other. So it's very, very cool. Now, there's also a thing there's arpeggiations, and let's say that and arpeggiations are basically, it creates a pattern. So if I play this chord on the keyboard, right, this major 7 chord. If I turn on the arpeggiator, it'll do this kind of thing. Now I can change so many different patterns. I can even let me just go through a couple of these. There's hundreds and hundreds of patterns, from bass lines to guitar strums. It's really you don't really necessarily have to be super proficient to really make great music. And if you are proficient, then it's just going to take you to another level. So it's very, very cool. Now, what if you don't know how to play all of these really cool chords, right? Let's say that you're just starting out. Well, there's a chord memory. And I could change by playing one key. I can play diatonic like in a song. Okay, I don't just necessarily, if I set it up to the key of C, right? Now if I play a C, I get a C major. If I play a D, I get the D minor. So it's very, very functional, okay? Now I have this set so it's a roll. So if I play it hard, if I play it soft, I get a different type of speed on the roll. Okay, now I can change, again, I can have any different type of chord, from very, very complex jazz things to very simple pop stuff. Okay? Now, that's all cool, right? Now, how many of you guys are working maybe with a computer, doing music with a computer? This has a mode where you one button push, now it turns into a MIDI controller. So it's already set up for you. You don't have to worry about anything. You just push the button, set up as a MIDI controller. The next thing you know, everything you touch is controlling everything on your computer. Very, very simple, very easy to use. There's also a super layer mode that allows you to layer sounds and do chorusing, and it's very, very thick, very powerful. But one of the coolest features is, besides the fact that it's really inexpensive, very lightweight, runs on batteries, got a zillion sounds, but the playback, you can play back MP3s, you can play back WAV files, AIF, MIDI files, you know, all from USB, the USB key. Okay, so for instance, I can do, I can play like any song that I want. I have many songs in here. So let's just say I wanted to do maybe this Stevie Wonder thing. It's pretty simple. Get rid of my chord. And all I do is press play. Pretty cool, right? Okay? Or something that's even a little bit more different. Maybe I'll choose this kind of a groove. I got any song that I want to bring in, I can play it. Okay? Now, this is something that's kind of cool. What if you don't necessarily know how to create all of your music, or you don't have the time to create all these songs? Well, there's a lot of songs that you could just get off you could take off the CD, and we have a center canceling feature that you could like kind of cut out what's in the middle of the song. Mainly like the vocals, you can cut that out. Now if I could sing, I would do it, but I can't sing, so I don't even want to try. But I'm sure some of you guys you can sing like amazing. But I mean, that's not bad for a battery-operated keyboard, right? A lot of very, very cool things. You can just connect a USB to your computer. You can transfer files back and forth. Again, you have all this power, very inexpensive, very lightweight, battery operated, tons of sounds, mic input, USB audio playback, you know, sound modify, the song player. It's just very, very cool. Okay, so at this point I'm going to bring up John, and he's going to show you some of the stuff on the new drum kit.